You are now live. Hey! Hot Take Tuesday. What's up? Hold while I get my guest, and fingers crossed, no connection issues this time. What's up, guys? Hey, what's good? Hey, Third Eye. I can't wait to talk about this movie more extensively. So, giving it a second for my guest to get here. Let me try to resend this. Oh, shows up. I already invited her. Okay. Wait. Oh, I see. Okay. Hey, I see you on the live. All right. I sent you an invitation. Not sure if you saw it, but there should be an option for you to invite or request to join. Request to join. Okay, I accepted you. Snowing there. Third Eye View, snowing. Where you guys at? Where you guys at?
Hello.
Hi.
Who said snow? Who's in the snow?
Oh, I think Third Eye Review. Oh man, I was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's where I'm
I
from.
don't do
I live in
the
South
snow.
Florida now.
Oh, they're in
Okay.
Tampa. Oh, I heard there's tornadoes in that area.
We in South Florida, yo. What's up? What's it good though? Okay, so you feel me? Yes, Florida just had a tornado. Now, Dorothy, can you see me?
I can. Can you see me?
No, but that's okay. That's okay.
Oh.
That's okay. No. Sometimes it does this weird thing where like but when I save the file, it's gonna show both of us. So don't even sweat it. And you guys can see both of us, right? As long as you guys can see both of us. Oh, Missouri. Yo, Missouri. Okay. What's up,
Hey, girl,
Berm?
hey.
Hey, Lori. We are going to be talking about Leave the World Behind.
Oh, Lord.
Perfect. Thank you. What's good? I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions. So I just, before I get into anything, I would like to introduce you guys to my guest today, Dorothy E. Newton. Okay, she is an accomplished producer, writer, actress, makeup artist, hairstylist, entrepreneur, and a loving mother. Okay, so she's not to be played with, and she's one of my business partners. Not to be played with.
That was a very, very grand introduction. Thank you, Lisa.
Well, facts are facts. Third Eye, you still ain't watched the movie? It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna do some spoilers, but it's definitely still worth a watch. Oh, we got a real one on here. Yes, we do. Now, I also have a real talk for some of you guys know. Every week I drop like a 25 little minute, 30-minute video where I kind of break down a movie and I give my thoughts. And I did the same thing for Leave the World Behind. I just dropped that episode today. Yes, today. But because I was trying to keep it concise. There's so much I didn't talk about. So I was like, that has to be the Hot Take Tuesday Live as well. I need to expound upon more things. So that's what we're doing. All right. Now, let's open up with our feelings on the movie. Dorothy, I'd like you to go first.
Loved it. I mean, if I recall properly, like I told you to go watch it like 3 times, and you're like, I will.
Okay.
I will.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's calm it down. Calm it down.
Yeah, no, I love the movie. I love the concept of it too, and I just feel like there were so many truth bombs.
And you guys feel free to drop your opinions in the chat and questions. We'll read them as we go. All right. So I enjoyed the movie as well. I thought the story had the premise was very interesting. Some great concepts here. Cinematography was beautiful. The action scenes, when there was action, was on it.
When there was
But
action, yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I described the movie as having like uneven tone. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I described the movie as having an uneven tone because 1 minute it was either like 10 or 100. There was like no between. It was like, oh, okay,
Right.
we're just chilling, getting through this. Okay. Whoa, there's a ship. What happened? There's a plane. Like it just kept going on and off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know the trailer got me as
Me
soon
as soon as
as
like
soon as
as
it
soon as
hit
it hit
Netflix
Netflix
and the
and the
trailer,
trailer,
I was like,
I
man,
was
well,
like, man, well, I could play,
hit play.
hit play.
Mm-hmm. Uh, same, same. I was like, okay, all right. I was very intrigued. I feel like it was about 15 minutes too long, though.
The trailer?
No, the movie, the movie.
Oh,
Like I feel like
15.
it could.
Okay.
I feel like it could have been trimmed down, or make better use of that 15 minutes.
I agree. I agree. It was a little excessive toward the end. Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Um, Mahershala Ali did great. Um, Ethan Hawke did
Now I
great.
heard he wasn't the original that they wanted for
Oh,
that.
who was it?
I said I heard.
Oh,
So
all right.
I believe it was Mr. Washington they wanted for it.
DW? Okay.
No, you didn't hear that?
No, no, no. Um, so what I did hear um, was well, no, before I even get to that, everyone was wilding out, including me. The fact that because of the subject matter with this movie, because they have some very like interesting and scary concepts as far as like what it would take to bring down a country, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just read it too. The question: what do you think was up with the deer?
oh,
So initially,
ugh,
though, with the deer, I think I was going down like the rabbit hole after I watched this movie. And with the
mm,
deer, they were showing up to the little girl because she was the form of innocence. And but then when they showed up to the two that were fighting, I believe that was peace. But again, this was me like diving in the rabbit hole. But the young girl was the person of innocence that was
mm-hmm,
representing
mm-hmm.
it, and so deers tend to show up for childlike figures, and so that's what I had found when I researched that.
Okay. Um, me doing no research at all on that. Um, outside of someone saying that they looked into it and the deer actually meant nothing, which I don't see how that could be. They were emphasized strongly. Um, was the fact that the way the deer were responding and moving, it felt supernatural to me. It did not feel grounded like everything else. Um, because even with like even the flamingos made more sense because you
I
know things are
was lost
going.
on the flamingos. I'm not gonna lie, I was lost.
So I know the flamingos made way more sense to me than the deer. Because okay, consider this: we only know what was going on in their sector of the woods and a couple of spots here and there. We didn't know what really was going on. So it's possible that the habitats of some of these animals elsewhere were victim to what else was going on with the country. Remember, there was attacks and everything going on in cities. So I feel like the flamingos probably migrating are like trying to like find you know they ended up here type of deal, trying to escape the madness of what else was going on. Their habitat was affected. Whereas the deer was just staring at you awkwardly. And I was like, is it like a whole deer in headlights thing? Or like that's how would we would be? you know?
Yeah.
Like so it's it's weird. So for those of you guys just coming on, we're talking about Leave the World Behind, the Netflix film. So feel free to share your thoughts and questions. Now, the executive producers, two of the executive producers were Barack and Michelle Obama. And
I heard.
when I found that out, and I watched the movie, I was like, like, are you trying to tell us something? You were the president for 8 years. You were open to secrets and things that we don't know. Is there some kind of little warning you're giving us? And then I find out that it's based on a book. And I'm looking at the book. I didn't have time to read the book. I just found out about it like a couple of days ago. And according to the summaries that I've seen on the book, it pretty much it seems like the movie follows the adaptation look closely. So I'm like, okay, I don't know about conspiracy theories with this, but
Well,
it's interesting.
so when was the book released though? Like, because I feel like it was like
Oh,
the
2020.
Okay. So the chain of events was very just on point, and I felt like there were some truth bombs and also relatable moments that could actually happen. So I feel like that's the reason why people were like, it's telling the truth. We're getting scared, like, because it felt so close to home.
Yeah, for sure. And
Lord says, I thought it was interesting the little girl was wearing a NASA t-shirt, which is one of the greatest conspiracy theories. 100%.
Nice catch. Yes. They were, they were very evident with that. Did we land on the moon? And not to mention, wasn't there were in fact was a shot of the moon with the American flag kind of grayed out. So is that signifying like the fall of a kingdom? So there's just a lot. There's a lot with this movie. And let's see. Some people were talking about it being anti-American. Hey, Dustin. Some people talk about it being anti-American. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really see that.
I feel like I didn't see that either.
I
mean, I
didn't see
know
that.
what, like, the Death to America letters in the air, but like it was very American. I felt
Yeah,
like.
yeah. I mean, that's how I felt. I felt this was more about, this is more about, the, the human experiment, social responses, how, under pressure, our nature, how we deal with things, and even when stuff goes wrong, how quickly we become suspicious of each other, turn on each other, and things like that. And I actually liked the. Lovely says,
Yeah.
I didn't see anti-American, I seen warning American. And hi, Dustin, I see you. um, what I, what I saw was the opposite, actually. Like, instead of them growing more suspicious of each other, it was the opposite. They actually started trusting each other more.
Okay,
And
I see that, but I think also with the warning was like he was being very real. Like, the government would do its part, right, and then the people would pretty much like defend themselves. So it'd be this all out like war, like between, but the government was like, it wasn't us.
And so the thing about art is, art imitates life, imitates art is something I'm always saying. And you see it. So one of the major things right now is the growing and unsettling unrest between the different countries and technology and how that plays a part. And that growing fear, you're starting to see it more in literature and media. And there's a movie coming out, I think it's next year, literally called Civil War.
Yeah,
And
ready to see it.
I'm like, okay. So I believe, like well, not to get all like, crazy political or anything with media, but like Rosemary's Baby, when that movie came out, that was speaking to the control over women's bodies in that era, with the abortion laws and things like that, and even Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I think part of that was tentative to being worried about communism. Don't quote me, guys, though. That one I can't remember exactly what it was tied to, but it's just what the growing unrest in what's concerning and the focus of society and fear. You see it coming through in media. So, Lovely says, oh, hey, movie rating. Lovely says, I feel like the trust in government is at an all-time low, so rather than eat the rich, they do this to have us turn on each other.
That's a
Ooh.
great take on it.
Yes, that is. Yes, that is. You should screenshot that. I like that. Oh, Monsieur says, great, great. More movies that will motivate civil unrest into more chaos. Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry. Facts. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Because I think you're right, Lovely, because I feel like people are the most aware that they've been in a long time about the real inequality and imbalance of things and how things are, and the real endless rat race um, that is us.
One of the scenes that really like makes this statement, what Laura just said, so
Mm-hmm.
true, is when they were talking about money. And if we talk about our currency now and the fall of our currency and crypto and Bitcoin, like he literally says, what is that going to do me? You're offering me money for the
Yes.
medicine? Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's if it's good around here.
Mm-hmm. And then and to his credit, Ethan Hawke's character, Clay, makes a good argument. You're right. All systems will be down. Perhaps the only thing that they will take is cash. So it would behoove you to take this cash. So I think he was able to, I think he made a good, like, rebuttal to at least get the medicine he needed right then. Lovely's, movie rating says Sam email already, sorry, Sam Esmail already did it with Mr. Robot. Yes, great series. Now Leave the World Behind is a little bit weaker, but good enough. Yeah. I watched the first season of I Am Mr. Robot and the beginning of the second season. I fell off, not because I didn't like it, but I got busy, and that's how it is with me in series.
I mean, I need it in movie form. Yeah.
It's hard for me to come back to it. Like, it's, as a person, with my work and life and relationships, I'm very committed. When it comes to entertainment, I'm ready to hit it and quit it. You know what I mean? I don't want the commitment of a series hanging over me. No, I need a movie in out, in and out, in and out, right? One night stand.
Yeah.
Don't bother me.
Yeah, you're for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah. That's why the most successful I am about watching a series is when it's that rare one that really catches me, or when I have a partner that I'm watching something with. Like I watched From with my sister. I watch, well, I watch Jack Reacher with my husband. Things like we talked about things like that. So yeah, that's what it is for me. I'm not because I don't want to. There's just so much, and I'm so busy that I have to be very selective. It's easier for me to give up a 2-hour movie than it is like an 8 to 10 episode show. Um, Lovely says, yes, I was going to add what you're saying. Social media is making the world smaller, especially TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this has been said a million times. Giving everyone a voice is both the best and worst thing we've ever done. And that's how I'll leave it. Movie rating says, I get it, I used to be like that, but Mr. Robot is worthy, trust me. You don't have to convince me of that as being worthy. That's not the problem, movie. Movie rating, that's not the problem. That is not the problem. The problem is the time. Because the funny thing is, I'm just so busy, and then when I'm like a whole season or 2 seasons behind, my hope falters more about me coming back to it. Or I'll be like, oh, I have 2 hours of free time. Ooh, what do I watch?
What can I complete?
What can I complete? And it's like the other thing is when it comes to series, when I get very involved, I get involved. So if all of the episodes are available for me instantly, I'll be up until 4 in the morning finishing them and then screw myself over. So I'm a good TV series is like a bag of chips to me. I can't just eat one. I can't just watch one. So maybe it's because I was raised in the, the week by week era, and that helped sustain me and meet me. So now everything's available for me instantly. I'm like, whoa, that's too much.
I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what
to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. The X and Y said, I love my gun vermin. Okay, clever, clever, clever. Let's see. Oh, I think they tried to kind of make you like, the way they directed it, GH, George, and Ruth, like that they had insidious, um, uh, intentions, insidious intentions, especially when you saw the gun with the drawer. But I know what they were trying to do, but I never got that. Like I never was like, what are they hiding? I just felt like, oh, he probably like heard some stuff, but I never thought he was a part of anything.
So, did you really think that he lived there? It was kind of sketch. Like, I thought he lived there. It was his house. But then I was like, there's moments that I'm like, you don't have the key. You don't know where this is. You know, like, I don't know. Anyways, go ahead.
Well, you bring me to my next point, which I'm sure was it good is going to have some stuff to say about because they did their own breakdown of this movie, and they had a fun chat. So even if you think that there's the scene where he pulls out the albums and they're playing music and dancing.
Yeah.
So, but I get it. I get it. But for me, I didn't. It didn't hit. I wasn't suspicious of him not being the owner of the house. So
when he went to go get like the money out of the drawer, like it was super sketch. Like, and then he kind of like had to like break the lock to open it, and then like the money, it was cash. It was a little suspicious.
Well, I feel like most people in that realm, that level, always keep some cash in the house, a certain amount of cash in the house. So that didn't surprise me. And even if so, he still knew exactly where to go. He didn't like look around like, I looked somewhere around here, you know.
I think it cleared up any of my suspicions when the neighbors actually knew him. Well, assumed that they knew him because he knew where the neighbor's house was. So I'm like, okay, he's at least from there.
Yes, I'd like to go back to the music.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, let's talk about the music.
Girl, okay. All right. Well, first of all, just the music score of the whole movie really quick. The music gave me more anxiety than the movie did most of the time. I'm just like, they were playing it throughout. Even when it was a slow part, I'm like, I don't need this in my life. I don't. Use sparingly. Thank you. But it still was, still was pretty good. Now, when they go
standpoint, though, I felt like the music was loud. Like I know we're supposed to talk about it. Like the music was overly, like the volume, like the editor production part of it, I feel like it was just overly loud, and then it did add to my anxiety, and I was ready for something scary to come out, but then it was like it never happened.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's how I felt the whole time. Gotcha. Oh, no, the deer. Gotcha. Oh, oh, okay. Then I guess not. so Julia Roberts' character wants to go. He tells her, he brings her to the room to play music. He's like, "How about jazz?" She goes, "Ugh." I'm just like, first of all, relax,
Move.
okay, relax, Julia. All right, or what's her name, Amanda, whatever it was.
Amanda.
Relax, okay, relax. All right. And then she was like, "Oh, how about this?" She puts on. Was it real close or too close?
Mm-hmm.
And they even played the intro. I wonder if she could tell if I'm hard right now. And I'm like, no, not this movie. I mean, not this song. Are you serious? This is the mood. He had a wall full of records, and this is the mood you want to go with. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then it was like they were dancing. And then it was like, oh, I'm married. I'm just like, where is this coming from?
Said, relax, Julia. Yeah, relax.
Music was a good compliment in this movie. I liked it. Movie rating. No. I liked it. It's just like it gave the score was. I'm like, ooh, what's going on? What's going on? So, and then the other parts where they used popular music was where they put it was. I liked it, but it was just that scene of there was no build up to that dance thing. It was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like, oh, I'm married. I'm like, I'm not even really okay. All right, and then somebody, it wasn't the chat. Was they said that they weren't sure, they thought it was weird because there was no pictures of them in the house. So I had joked that there's no pictures of them because if we saw what his wife looked like and she looked hella prettier than Julia, we'd be really mad about that little scene where it was like, will they, won't they? Like, ain't your man and your daughter outside? I'm just saying, like, it wasn't. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but the way they did it, I'm like, what? Where the hell is this coming from?
Yeah, it kind of took you in a different direction.
Yeah.
Like it was. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's turning into a different movie. Got it. Let me see. So I wonder now. Do you remember My Buddy and Kid Sister?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they were like the dolls from the '80s. My Buddy, Kid Sister.
Oh
They were
yes.
like,
Yes. I just needed a little refresher. Yes, I remember.
oh no, it's cool. I remember them, and then out of nowhere they were gone, and I didn't know until later on what happened. So what happened was, Child's Play released. So
Oh
Chucky,
yeah, I don't
and
remember
it
them.
tanked their sales, and they never recovered. And I say that to say, I wonder if the Tesla scene is going to affect Tesla. I mean, the automobile industry right now is already like a lot going on between like the prices and everything and the finance and everything. I wonder if like this
They're gonna recover from it. Yeah, like
yeah
after I watched I watched the movie twice for the record. Like I
same.
watched it twice.
Mm-hmm.
I found like videos popping up on my Instagram and TikTok about actual Tesla accidents from AI driving them. And I was like, where have they been? Like, they're just popping up now after this movie. Like, it was wild. Yeah.
So um one of um one of my friends, like their friends from like up north, um they actually drove down here from like I think it was like from like New Jersey to down here in one of those cars, and the car was driving while they were sleeping, and I was like, ain't
No. Yeah.
enough peace in the world, ain't enough peace in the world for me to do that. And maybe
Mm-mm.
it's because I was born in the '80s. I don't know. Ain't enough peace in the world for me to do that. And
Mm-mm.
then like this show Upload. I watched the first season. It started out because of something like that, where like everyone's driving like self-driving car, and someone hacked the car and made the guy have an accident. Like I'm just like,
Yeah. Production
I still,
standpoint, though, it was one of the strongest scenes.
oh
I
yeah,
loved the scene. Like,
oh
it was, yeah.
when she realized when she goes, get in the car. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I almost said the N word. Get in the car.
Yeah.
Get in the car. um, and what's funny is like Ethan Hawke's character seems to be like like easygoing, passive type of man, and Julie Roberts. I remember Amanda. At one part was when the next morning after they had that first night that Jake's roof slept over, she was like, "What are you gonna do with them in our house?" I'm like, "Whose house?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I have a family, so I know that I would feel some kind of way because just because you do use somebody's Airbnb doesn't mean like that person is a stand-up person. Period. Like you're still a stranger. I know I'm in your place, but you're still a stranger. So I'm like I'm not trying to respond the way she did. I'm just not sleeping that night, and my head's gonna be on a
Yeah.
swivel. That's all that
My
means.
kids are sleeping in my room. I don't
Yes,
care how old they are.
absolutely. Like I was like, wait, y'all. Okay, okay. And speaking of kids, what was your theory on Archie?
Um, so okay. So I also like was looking. It says, and they didn't even have weapons. Shaking my head. Mm-hmm.
Not
So
even a knife from the kitchen underneath my pillow. Something? No. Right.
no, they
Yeah. Go
didn't.
ahead.
Um, so I was watching like a breakdown as well of this, and they were going through each character. And so, like you had just said, like Ethan Hawke's character, he was very like subdued, like. And Amanda, like so, her name Amanda, she took on the role, the persona of a masculine energy,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's why they named her Amanda, as in she's the man. And then,
Oh man, I missed that.
then
Nice.
Archie was to show like the weekend like generations, and weekend as in social media. He was into the looking at the other lady like in a sexual manner, like didn't care what was going on, like he was just kind of dumbfounded to everything. And so
Yeah.
they said in the breakdown of him that it was really to show like the people that are not paying attention to the economics now, what would really happen, and they would fall first. And he was the one to actually get injured several different times. The tick, the teeth, the like, just so many different little things are happening to him.
Mm-hmm.
But he was supposed to represent that part of our society that's not paying attention to economics.
Mm. And in turn, I guess Rose um, are the people who they are seeking comfort wherever they can find it, however they can find it, whatever that
Yeah.
looks like. Because that was her driving force the whole movie. Her obsession with Friends, like just finishing that. I have to finish this. I have to finish this. Like her life is incomplete unless she finishes it, and to the point where like she just left. She just up and gone. No, nothing, and left.
Well, they were also saying about her character, like, don't be afraid to follow them because they are the purest ones, right? So
Mhm.
yes, they're getting swept up in social media. They're the ones getting like brainwashed, right? But at
Mhm.
their purest form, they still have the greatest intentions and they still have the compass, right? And
Mhm.
so nobody wanted to listen to her. She was the
Yes,
youngest. She doesn't know
that's
anything. They just want her
true.
to be quiet.
That's true.
But she actually had the compass.
Mhm.
And he actually went to his neighbor's house already, but did not check the bunker. How come she was sitting there in solitude, had all the food, had all of the comforts? She even was able to find her mission of friends. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, that was a different neighbor though, but yes.
Oh, different neighbor. Okay, sorry, I missed that.
I only know that because the other neighbor that he went, there's clothes and bodies and plane parts everywhere. Like that would have, when they did the overhead shot, the lawn was clear and it was the different house. But yes, like you're right. Like, and she kept mentioning it, and she was like, "You're right." She was, she was. I think that you're are trying to tell us something, this and
Let's see.
that. So,
Yeah, sorry, I was
uh,
reading the.
oh, was it? That's a great catch. If that's why she was the only one seeing the deer up until the last scene. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I just need to know what that means then. Like, even Laura said what that means then when Ruth and Amanda saw the deer.
Well, when they saw the deer, though, they reconciled their
Mm,
their relationship. They were just
yes.
going back and forth, back and forth. So to
Yes.
come to that actual reconciliation, and then the
Yeah.
deer appeared to them, they were now a unit. So I feel like they were on the right. You see what I'm saying? So they at
Oh,
that
great.
time is
Yes,
when the
I
deer
agree.
came to them.
That's
Yeah.
a good catch. That's a good point. Yeah. I'm going to have
Somebody
to
wants
agree
to
with
say
that.
hi. You want to say hi?
Hi,
You say hi.
Debbie.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. No worries. Um, so that actually talks about.
So
All right.
on the very, oh, I'm sorry,
No, no,
I'm
go
not sure what you were
ahead.
gonna
No,
say. Go
no,
ahead.
no, no. Say what you're
Just
saying. Say what you're saying.
speaking of the Friends episode, they played the theme song, and how on point was that with what was going on in Leave the World Behind. I just thought it was epic how they concluded it. I really liked her chasing the friends, because at the end of the day, it really okay, I'm so sorry. Go ahead, take lead. Here.
Hey
Sorry.
guys, those are just coming on. We're talking about Leave the World Behind. I do this almost every Tuesday, so I have a guest. We talk about a movie. So if you guys are interested in being a guest, just shoot me a DM and we can get you on the schedule. February is still open.
Yeah, so I just loved how that tied into the actual ending.
Mm-hmm. So I meant to count how many times Ruth had said, because it's our house when they first met, because it was just hilarious. She tried to insert it at every point. And then her conversation with Clay when they were vaping or smoking or whatever. And she said, "Have you ever slept with a student?" Blah blah blah. And he was like, "What? How could you ask me that? That's not a no. That's not a
It was
no.
not a no. And
It
her
was not a no."
conclusion was that he wanted to sleep with her. She told her dad.
Yes. I was like, "Oh, okay, interesting." I was like, "All right." I mean, the only member. Okay, Archie was the only one that they showed kind of like
Eyeing
in
her.
eyeing her.
Yeah.
I never saw it, but I was like, okay, okay. I was like, all right. But then she tells her dad that like he's not the type to do anything. He just wants to. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get that vibe, but
The vibe I got was that he was the cool parent, he was the cool professor. He didn't seem someone of authority, right? Like, so when you think of dad or a professor, right? Because he was a professor, right? She
mm-hmm.
asked if he slept with the students. Like, he doesn't give that vibe. He's just very laid back. For him to teach, he seems to not know anything, like, at all. So I just feel like I got the vibe a little bit, because that's kind of
mm-hmm.
teenagerish, young 20s guy feeling,
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. What's a good? I had a feeling she was testing Clay, but I don't know. I thought so too. I thought so too. She was testing to see what the answers were, his mannerisms, his you know, responses. So I don't, I'm with you. Like, I think she was testing him, and the fact that he mentioned that one of his former students wanted him to write the foreword, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, that's not unheard of. It doesn't mean anything nefarious, but it does speak to what you were saying about the cool professor, the one that you can be relatable. So I get what you're saying. And do you think the loud piercing noise had anything to do with um, Archie's condition?
Yeah, I do think it. Listen, sound is actually one of our strongest weapons, and underrated, misused. But I believe, I don't want to quote anything what I'm saying, but I
Mm-hmm.
have read, I've been told that, like, the sonar radar is, like, if you're going to get them through that. Like, it disables you on all levels. I don't need to put a bullet through you to win the war. And so like I definitely feel like it was a part of the condition. They tried to say it was part of the tick as well, but the tick had bit him
a day ago.
Yeah, and he had also heard the sound a day ago too. So I just feel like with him just being one of the weaker characters, and they were trying to embody that, like he's the first one to go down, right? So I do think it was from the sound.
And he said he wished he hadn't waited so long to cover his ears. I remember him saying that.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
I think they threw the tick in there to throw us off, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely like Googled ticks and Lyme disease to see like does that affect your gums or teeth at all.
Like I feel like
I didn't
with like the sound, like it pierces glass, right? So for him to be the weaker character and it to shatter his teeth, I just thought that was like on point, like analogy.
Yeah, and they came off with no problem. Well, I'm about to wrap it up here.
On that. Hold on, I want to just talk about that again because I'm just like this looks so real. Like I just loved how it looked because I'm sure his teeth really didn't fall out, but it just was like it was gorgeous.
Yeah, I need to know who the makeup and the props master was and all that. Like they did a really good job. I have to agree. Like it was like I was like, and he kept doing it. I'm like, what are you doing? Stop!
That was typical of mother son. Like she was telling him to stop, and he just keeps doing it. Like, yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. Oh my goodness. So I am going to kind of close out with a question to you. I guess a couple of questions. It's actually a question with a second question. Like, should there be a sequel? And if so, what would that look like? What would you want it to look like?
To be honest, like I feel like the Civil War is gonna be enough for me.
Okay,
like,
you know what?
I don't
you might be
think
right.
there needs to be like another one because now it's Doomsday, right?
Yeah.
And then what does that look like? Doomsday leads into a Civil War, which that's the inevitable, right? Doomsday comes. Now don't get me wrong, that's the inevitable in production and movies and drama, right? Like it could be its counterpart, and everybody is kumbaya and just paying homage to the earth, and now we have newfound hippies. But that's fine. Like we love it. But for entertainment purposes, the only way they can go is Doomsday Civil War.
I think we may have to watch Civil War and come back.
We should do a live on watching it.
Ooh.
Right? Who's down for a live to watch Civil War?
Yes. That would be nice. I'm down. I'm definitely down. All right. Well, again, for those who don't know of just coming on, I've had the lovely Dorothy E. Newton on, an accomplished writer, producer, actress, entrepreneur, hairstylist, makeup artist, business partner, everything. Follow her on her social medias. Check her out. She's amazing.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I thank you guys for coming on. I've had a lot of fun. I think next Tuesday is the last Hot Take Tuesday for this month. It's my birthday month, so I've got plans at the end of the month. But I look forward to seeing you guys next week, this time. Thank you for coming on, Dorothy. I've had a lovely time talking with you, and I feel at peace now that I finally broke down this movie as much as I could and analyzed it, because that 25-minute real talk wasn't doing it for me. I needed more. I needed to just attack more things. Thank you, lovely. All right. See you guys later. Love you guys. Have a wonderful night, and check you guys later. Watch the Real Talk episodes on YouTube and